Okay. So we are going to start with class, constructors, and methods. In this class, constructor, and methods, we have already studied a part. Yesterday, we have discussed briefly about it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So today we will go in detail with the programming handles. Okay, we will design program and we'll go in detail for each part. So before I begin, I would like to know what is known to you as a class.
Ma'am, class is a set of like similar character, the things which have similar characteristics.
Okay, the things we call them as objects. Okay, a class is a group of objects of same kind having similar characteristics and behavior. Okay, this is how we define a class. And this is basically, this is the first thing. Second thing is that what a class is. A class is a blueprint or prototype of objects of same kind. Okay, this is also defined as class is a blueprint or prototype of objects of same kind. Okay, blueprint or prototype. What does it mean? I'll tell you. Okay, blueprint or prototype of objects of same kind. Either way you can define. You can define a class in either manner. Okay, either this one or the second definition is a class is a blueprint or prototype of objects of same kind. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when I say blueprint or prototype, now what does it mean? Once you have a blueprint or prototype, you can prepare a number of objects of same kind. So class is also known as a factory of object. Okay. Class is also known as
yes, ma'am.
Object factory.
Factory of object.
Object factory. Class is also known as object factory. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Means that the class has many objects.
Okay. Once a class is defined, you can create as many objects as you want. Got my point? Once a class is defined, then you can have as many objects as you want. So is the reason class is known as an object factory. Class is known as
an object factory.
An object factory because आपने क्या किया, एक क्लास का मॉडल बना लिया, ठीक है, और उस मॉडल से आप जितने ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाना चाहते हैं आप उतने ऑब्जेक्ट्स बना सकते हैं, इसलिए उसको ब्लूप्रिंट और प्रोटोटाइप बोलते हैं. अब ना मैं क्विकली एक आपको आइडिया देती हूँ, ठीक है, हाउ इट इज बीइंग डिक्लेयर्ड. तो ना क्लास का जो सिंटेक्स है, ठीक है ना, सी वॉट एवर यू आर लर्निंग इन प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, एवरीथिंग हैज गॉट इट्स ओन वे ऑफ राइटिंग. सो देयर इज अ सिंटेक्स ऑफ राइटिंग अ क्लास. Okay, so is this clear to you? Class is a group of objects of same kind having similar characteristics and behavior. It is a blueprint or prototype of objects of same kind, and class is also known as an object factory. Either way you can consider the class as. ठीक है, आपको मैं एक example देती हूँ. See, you might have seen that you are getting a map sheet. What is it called as? A map, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are having cutouts are there in that. What is it called as?
Outlines?
No.
Cutouts in the sense?
Stencil. Okay. A stencil of map is there. And with that map, you can create as many maps as you wish. Say, can you see this object? Right now, what is being selected? What you see?
Ma'am, what is selected? I can't see.
You can't see that I have a pointer on rectangle. Can you see that?
No, ma'am. Actually, your screen,
Okay. No,
like
it is not visible. Okay. See, I'll just show you. I'll show you, like, you know, I can design a rectangle of any size. This is one rectangle. This is another rectangle. This is third rectangle. Okay. This is fourth rectangle. And there are what? What are these? What are these? This is object 1. This is object 2. This is object 3.
these are.
These are all the rectangles. Okay, so this is object number 1, this is object number 2, this is object number 3, this is object number 4. I means once you know class rectangle, say for example, I'll write here, what is the syntax? I'll write first the syntax and then the example. So syntax is what? Syntax means the rule of writing or declaring a class. Okay, so how do we write? See, public. Public class name. Okay, then it has a curly open. Then you can write inside this as many lines as you wish. Okay, and this. So here, this is the syntax of declaring. It's a class declaration. Okay, and you know, this class can either be private or is public. Okay. So this is the syntax. Actually, when we, if I write access specifier in place of public, you will find it little difficult. So I've written public here. Okay. Otherwise, here in place of this public, there is an access specifier. In place of this public, there is access specifier. What is this called as?
Access specifier.
Access specifier मतलब आपकी जो क्लास है वो बाहर कैसे एक्सेसिबल होगी, ठीक है ना. क्लास जो है वो कैसे एक्सेसिबल होगी, तो एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर होना चाहिए इस बॉक्स में, ठीक है ना. दिस कैन बी पब्लिक, दिस कैन बी प्राइवेट, दिस कैन बी प्रोटेक्टेड. ओके, व्हाट आई सेड, पब्लिक, प्राइवेट और प्रोटेक्टेड. हाँ, this is access specifier. So in this box, actually, there should be access specifier. So this is the syntax of writing class. The syntax of writing classes. The syntax of writing classes, access specifier, class name, and then as many things this class encapsulates. So a class encapsulates certain set of statements. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the syntax. Now, example. The example of writing a class. I'm just taking the class rectangle only. Okay. I'm taking a class rectangle here. Okay. And with that only, I will give you the example. Yeah. So now I'm writing this, I'm giving you the example of class. Okay. I'm writing the example of class. Yeah, example of class. So when I write an example of class, I say public class and say, for example, I name the class as rectangle. Okay. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So inside this, it will have what? Inside a class, what I said, it will have variables. Okay. It will have variables. Then it will have constructors. Then it will have methods. Okay. Methods means functions. And then it ends up with the class. Okay. So here it goes. You can have a class which is comprising of variables, constructors, and methods. Okay. So right now, in terms of example, if I say In terms of example, if I say, then you will have public class rectangle and curly open curly close. Okay, this is this part which I have drawn using the blue line. This part you can't write as it is. Okay, you can't write as it is. Got my point? आप इसको ऐसे नहीं
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, आप इसको ऐसे लिखेंगे public class rectangle curly open curly close, and this part you can't write as it is. Here you need to know how do you declare variables, how you write a constructor, and how you write a method. That is what we are going to learn today. So basic thing is public class name curly open curly close. So here it is public class rectangle curly open curly close. So this public is what?
It's access specifier.
I mean how this class is accessible. ठीक है? How this class is accessible by the objects or by the other classes. Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
And this class is what? This class is encapsulating. This class is encapsulating what? Variables, constructors, methods, objects, etc. Okay, so this class is encapsulating a class. You know, this is definition of class. So this class is containing these things. Then what about rectangle? What it is?
A rectangle is the class name.
Okay, a rectangle is a class name. Very good. So here what happens? Now you have written public class rectangle and then variables, constructors, methods. Quickly we'll come across now. So then after that, public class rectangle I have written. Now this is basically the example. But if I write it in terms of program, then how will I write? I'll show you. In terms of program, if I write, I will write it like this. Class. Java is case sensitive. You need to remember this. Huh? Public class rectangle. Now, what variables a rectangle class can have? What variable?
Variables.
A rectangle can have what all things? What all things you can assume a rectangle can have?
Opposite sides are equal.
Int, no, okay, that is the characteristics. Integer length, comma, breadth. Length, comma, breadth, and it can be in decimal also, comma, area, comma, perimeter. Okay, these are the variables. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are what? These are
variables.
Variables. Okay, these are variables. How many variables I have written here?
4.
Things. Yes.
4.
These are 4 variables of what type? What data type?
Data of int data type.
Just wait a second. Am I visible to you? Yeah. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
My full screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I don't know what happened. Some kind of interruptions held in between. So that's the reason I'm asking you. Yeah. Now the thing is, after writing this, what next? After declaring variables, this is the variable declaration. What next?
Constructors.
Very good. So here I'll write a constructor is what? What is a constructor? So coming on to the second part. So I will define it in the next screen. Here I'll just write this in this example. I'll write constructor. Okay. So constructors are special functions which are used to initialize variables of a class. What I said? Constructors are
special
functions.
Special functions which are used to initialize the class.
Initialize the variables. Okay.
Initialize the variables.
Yeah. Here I'll just write. I'll just quickly write. Okay. Here I'll quickly write. Constructors are special functions. Are special functions or methods. We can call them as special functions or methods. Functions or methods which are used to initialize the variables. Okay, so constructors are special functions which are used to initialize the variables. Okay, so this is all about,
yes ma'am.
This is all about constructor. Okay, so I have defined the constructor here. This is my definition of constructor. Okay, so here it goes. Now it is saying constructors are special functions which are used to initialize the variables. Now what are the variables here? The variables are
length, breadth, area, and height.
And perimeter. So you will write what?
And perimeter.
What will you write here? You will write a constructor. I'm just going to write one constructor. You can have as many constructors as you want in your class as per the need. I'll tell you what exactly they are in the detail. Now, right now I'm doing class. So in the class, I'm defining these things. You know. So here I write public constructor's name will be the constructor's name will be the same as the name of the class. So I'll write public rectangle. Okay, public rectangle. And it is a method. So since it is a method, it should have a curly open and close. What it does, what will it do? It will initialize it. Okay, what will it initialize? Length is equal to breadth is equal to area is equal to perimeter is equal to 0. Okay, now what is it doing? It is initializing. Okay, what it is doing, what this constructor is doing? Initializing.
Initializing.
Okay. And here then I'll write function that I'll show you in the next part. Functions I will write. Okay, and then goes curly close. So here this is what one example I have shown here. Okay, I have shown you one example of writing how do we write class. Okay, so this is the syntax. Syntax is X as a specifier, class name. This is the way you declare a class. You write a class, public class, name of the class, and then curly open, curly close. It should contain certain things. So here it is containing variable. This is one constructor and there is a function and there is a curly close of what? This is the curly close of class. You can see here. Okay, this is curly open. That is one block starting of class, and here after functions, this is ending. Okay, so this is one part. Now what is there in the next? So we'll continue now. Class, constructors, and methods in Java. This is what we are continuing, and today's target is to complete the entire thing. Okay, so this is my target for today. Now here, so when we talk about class, so it is clear to you? Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, another very important thing for writing class here. See, once you declare a class, you need to have multiple objects. Class is what? It is an object factory. Class is what? It is an object factory. So once the class is declared, you can create as many objects as you want. Okay, so object creation, I will tell you. after telling you the constructor, because once you know the constructor, then only you will understand how do we write objects. Okay, so now we are coming on to the second part. In the previous slide I have shown you class. In this slide I will show you constructors. Okay, constructors. Now what are constructors? They are the special methods which are used to initialize. I hope
the
you
variables.
understand what is initialize means.
Yes, ma'am.
Initialize means
means to specify,
to give initial value, to give a starting value. Okay, it means
Yes,
to
ma'am.
give starting value to the variable. Okay, so here it is. This is the first point. Now this is one thing that you should know about constructor. Okay, now we will learn each and everything about constructor. Second, there are certain properties of constructor, and that I'm writing here itself. Second point I'm going to tell you about constructors are, first of all, they are the special methods which are used to initialize the variables. Second thing is a class can have multiple constructors. What does it mean? Multiple, in place of multiple I should write many constructor, or multiple is clear to you?
No, ma'am, multiple is okay.
A class can have number of constructor, you can call it as. Okay, a class.
Yes, ma'am.
A class can have a number of constructor. Okay, and this feature is known as, if you can recall, constructor overloading. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
A class can have a number of constructors, and this feature is known as constructor overloading. Okay. A class can have a number of constructors, and this feature is known as constructor overloading. Now, then this is all about constructor. Then we will learn about the properties of constructor. Okay, we will learn about
properties of constructor.
Properties of constructors. Okay, now what all properties a constructor has? First of all, it does not return any value, not even void. This is very, very important feature. Okay. अब ये क्या होता है, रिटर्निंग वैल्यू क्या होता है, ये आपको तब समझ में आता है जब आप मेथड्स के बारे में जानते होते हैं. अभी आप मेथड्स के बारे में यू डोंट नो, सो यू मे नॉट अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट डज इट मीन कि व्हाट द फंक्शन डज नॉट रिटर्न एनी वैल्यू, नॉट इवन void. Void means null. Void means not returning anything.
Null.
Null. It is not returning anything. Null means not returning anything. So a constructor cannot return any value, not even void. This is the first thing. Second thing is, second property. A constructor is automatically invoked. Is automatically invoked at the time of object creation. Now, what does it mean? When you are making object, when we are making object,
it automatically invoked the means I don't know how to explain.
Executes. Basically, a constructor is automatically invoked upon object creation. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि जैसे ही आपका ऑब्जेक्ट आप क्रिएट करेंगे, वो ऑटोमेटिकली कंस्ट्रक्टर को कॉल करेगा. ठीक है. आप यदि किसी क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करेंगे. आज की क्लास आपको थोड़ी सी टीडियस लग रही है क्या? थोड़ा सा you're not finding it easy?
No, ma'am, it's fine.
Okay, so a constructor is automatically invoked at the time of object creation. Means आप जब भी ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करेंगे ना, तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली कंस्ट्रक्टर को कॉल कर लेगा. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
It is as simple as, see, when you are making an object of a class, so when the objects are being called, ठीक है ना, जब भी हम ऑब्जेक्ट्स को क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, that time it goes to the class constructor and it is calling it. What does it mean? I'll tell you here. ओके, आपकी ये क्लास है. देखो मैं आपको यहाँ पे ना एग्जाम्पल बता रही हूँ कि हम ऑब्जेक्ट्स को कैसे लिखते हैं. ठीक है, सो आई राइट इट विद सम अदर डिफरेंट कलर हियर. ओके, सो व्हेन आई क्रिएट ऑब्जेक्ट, ठीक है ना, व्हेन सी क्लास बीइंग ऑब्जेक्ट फैक्टरी, सो हियर आई एम जस्ट क्रिएटिंग एन ऑब्जेक्ट. हाउ डू आई क्रिएट एन ऑब्जेक्ट? आई से रेक्टेंगल. ओके, say for example I want first type of rectangle R1, so R1 is equals to new रेक्टेंगल. ये आपका, आपने क्या किया, आपने एक सेंटेंस लिखा है. ठीक है, ओके, ये आपने एक सेंटेंस लिखा है. और ये जो सेंटेंस लिखा है ना, ये क्या है? ये सेंटेंस मीन्स व्हाट? दिस सेंटेंस मीन्स यू हैव क्रिएटेड एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द क्लास. ओके, दिस सेंटेंस इज व्हाट? बाय यूजिंग दिस सेंटेंस यू हैव क्रिएटेड द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ क्लास. ओके, हियर यू हैव क्रिएटेड object of class is created. ठीक है, using this sentence. Okay, so here what happens when you are saying rectangle R1 is equals to new rectangle. So you know what, ये जो R1 है ना, ये object है. R1 क्या है? This R1
object.
Object. Rectangle is what? Class. This rectangle is a class. So this is a class, this is an object. So whenever you are creating an object, it means it is a new object, है ना? It is new creation. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
आपने क्या किया? एक नया क्लास का एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया है. ठीक है, तो न्यू. ठीक है, and then this rectangle is what? It is a constructor. Okay, so in this particular sentence, ये जो sentence आप लिखे हैं ना यहाँ पे, हम ये जो सेंटेंस लिख रहे हैं ना यहाँ पे, ये वाला सेंटेंस, ओके, ये सेंटेंस में एवरीथिंग इज इंडिकेटिंग समथिंग. दिस इज व्हाट? दिस इज व्हाट?
Class.
This is a class. Okay, this is the class. Okay, this is a class. Now what this indicates? This indicates
Object.
Object. This indicates object.
Object.
Now new is what? अभी आप new को छोड़ दीजिए. It is dynamic allocation memory operator. Okay, it is a memory allocation operator which is called as dynamic memory allocation operator. New means it is a dynamic memory allocation operator. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
और ये जो है ना, ये रेक्टेंगल जो है ना, ये वाला, this whole rectangle word, this is constructor. Okay, this is
Constructor.
Constructor. And what about this new? What about this new?
It is a dynamic memory allocator.
Dynamic memory allocation operator. Okay, this is.
Yes, ma'am.
What happens? Just a second. Okay. Here. Yeah. This new is what? This new is a dynamic memory allocation operator. I need to write a bigger one. No? This is bigger one. Dynamic memory allocation operator. There are two memory allocation operator. One is new, the other one is delete. Okay. तो यहाँ पे आपको क्या समझ में आ रहा है? यहाँ पे आपको ये समझ में आ रहा है कि जब हम एक सेंटेंस लिख रहे हैं ना, रेक्टेंगल R1 इज इक्वल टू न्यू रेक्टेंगल, इस तरीके से हम ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? Understood? Once a class is declared.
Yes, ma'am.
Once a class is declared, you can create as many objects as you want. That is the reason class is known as object factory. You can create infinite many objects. अब मान लीजिए मुझे दूसरा रेक्टेंगल का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना है, तो कैन यू से द सेंटेंस हाउ विल यू क्रिएट अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट?
Rectangle R2 is equal to new rectangle.
वेरी गुड. तो ये जो आपको कंस्ट्रक्टर दिख रहा है ना, ये रेक्टेंगल है. देखिए यहाँ पे है वो कंस्ट्रक्टर. ठीक है? पब्लिक रेक्टेंगल यहाँ पे. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you are getting it. If not, then doesn't matter. I'll show you in the upcoming, in the example part. When I go for example part, there you will understand. So here it is saying a constructor is automatically invoked upon object creation. तो देखिए जैसे ही आप ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ये देखिए यहाँ पे आप ऑब्जेक्ट बना रहे हैं, तो ये कंस्ट्रक्टर ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो रहा है? कॉल हो जा रहा है. ठीक है ना? मतलब बिना कंस्ट्रक्टर को कॉल किए, विदाउट कॉलिंग अ कंस्ट्रक्टर यू कैन नॉट क्रिएट ऑब्जेक्ट. दिस इज व्हाट आई मीन टू से. ओके? Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the second part. A class does not return any value, not even void. It means what? Here. See, I have written public and then I have written rectangle. Here, actually, when we are writing methods, no, we need to write public, static, void, main. Do you remember that sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, public, static, void, main. तो जो मेन मेथड है वो void रिटर्न कर रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे जो देखो ये जो कंस्ट्रक्टर है ना, दिस इज कंस्ट्रक्टर एंड दिस कंस्ट्रक्टर इज नॉट रिटर्निंग एनीथिंग, नॉट इवन void. ठीक है? सेकेंड थिंग. थर्ड थिंग इज व्हाट? इट इज यूज्ड टू इनिशियलाइज. थर्ड पॉइंट इज it is used to initialize instance variable. Okay? Instance means object. Third, it is used to initialize instance. Instance means object variable. So here it is needless to say, you know that see in the previous slide, if you see here, you will find that this is a constructor and this constructor is what? It is initializing the initial value. It can be any initial value you can give. Understood?
Yes,
any initial value it can give to these variables. Length and breadth. Length को 3 दे सकता है, breadth को 5 दे सकता है, area और perimeter को 0 0 initialize करेंगे. ठीक है? क्योंकि ना ये calculation है. So any value you can give. So initially, most of the times initial values we initialize with 0. Okay, so usually we initialize with 0 only. Now why we initialize with 0, I will let you know. Initial level pe to it is 0 values which are given to the variables. Okay, so it is used to initialize instance variable. Instance variable means objects के variables को initially वो 0 value दे रहा है, initial value दे रहा है. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
And the next is a class can have multiple constructors, that is known as constructor overloading. Okay, and a constructor is declared public. Okay, a constructor is declared Declared, a constructor is declared public. Am I audible here?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, it is showing my connection is unstable. No? That's the reason I asked you. Okay. So a constructor is declared public by default. And we are making the constructor public only because you can create the objects. Okay. If it is declared private, you cannot create the objects beyond the scope of the class. So these are few properties. Okay. These are few properties. And this is also some basics of constructor. First one is definition, and the second one is definition, and the second one is properties of constructor. Okay, so here
Yes, ma'am.
a few properties of constructor, and this is a definition of constructor. Up syntax, so I have already shown you. So syntax of constructor. Syntax of constructor. Public. Constructors are made what? Public. Public constructor name. And this constructor name is always always what? It is always a class name. Okay, na? It is having the same name as of class. This is one property. What I said?
That the constructor name is always the class name only, like the same as class name.
Yeah, this is another property. A constructor should have the same name as of class. Okay, where should I write this property? A constructor should have the same name as of class. This is property number 5. Okay, so here I'm writing the property. Just wait a second. The 5th property is property number 5. Okay, the 5th property is, actually it should be in the beginning only, but it can be of any order. The sequence and orders are not very important. The constructor should have the same name as of class. The constructor must have the same name as of class. It's very, very important. You can't change the name of the constructor. Okay, understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is 5th property of constructor. Okay, this is 5th property of constructor. I'm just making it a separate box here so that this is the property number 5. Okay, this is 5th property of constructor. Okay. Now, in this context, if you see the previous, see here. So public is what? Access specifier. It does not return in anything. It is not returning any value. So बीच में हम यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं लिख रहे हैं. Then constructor name. Okay. And constructor is a method. So curly this bracket open and close. Okay. This is always used. This bracket open and close is always used for methods. Then it has a curly open and curly close. It can have any number of statements as you want. Okay. Initializing statements are there. Now the example. The example. In the previous class, we have already defined. So I'll just take example. Example of constructors are public, rectangle. Okay. Here I have given one was length is equals to breadth is equals to area is equal to perimeter. I have given very big variable name is equal to 0. Okay, this is one constructor. And what I said, a class can have a number of constructors. Can you see? Second point. So public.
Yes, ma'am.
Public rectangle. Class name was rectangle, so public rectangle. Here inside this bracket we write parameters. So I write int L comma int B. Okay, these are the parameters, and in this I will initialize length with length is equal to L, breadth is equals to B, area is equal to perimeter is equal to 0. I will tell you why I have initialized them to 0. Okay, so how many constructors I have defined in this example? How many constructors I have defined in this example?
4.
4.
How many? Acha, constructors. Constructor only 1.
You see this sentence and the example very properly. You see how many constructors you find?
Ma'am, rectangle.
This is 1 and this is
Yes, ma'am.
another.
Oh, this is 2. Yes, ma'am.
How many constructors I have used here?
2 constructor.
Here this is constructor number 1. Constructor 1. Okay, here this is constructor 1. This is my first constructor, and here this is my second constructor. Constructor 2. Okay, so this is my second constructor. So here you observe that there are 2 constructors I have used. Okay, I have used
2 constructors.
2 constructors, and I can have a number of constructors as I want in my program.
Got it.
Okay, I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
have as many constructors as I want as per the need of my question. Okay, now see, this is one constructor which is initializing length and breadth with 0. This is second constructor which is initializing length with the given parameter L and breadth with the given parameter B. Okay, so length is initialized
Yes,
with L and breadth is initialized with B. Whatever you write in this bracket, they are called as parameters. What are they called as?
parameters.
Okay, I'll just show you what I have drawn here. Okay, this is length and breadth. These. I think I should draw a box surrounding this. Okay, whatever I write inside this box, yeah, this int L and int B, they are called as parameters. What are they called as?
Parameters.
Parameters. Okay, so these are the parameters. Okay, now these are the parameters. L and B, these are 2 parameters. How many parameters are there?
2 parameters.
Okay, these are the 2 parameters. Okay, I have used 2 parameters to define this, to assign the values to the variables. Length and breadth are the 2 variables which are assigned with the parameter L and B. Now, another very important thing and very interesting to know, if you are using parameters with the constructor is known as parameterized constructor. What is it called as?
Parameterized constructor.
Yeah, here there is no parameter. No initial values are given. So we are assigning 0. यहाँ पे क्या है? When you are declaring these parameters, so these variables are initialized with the parameters, given parameter. So this is known as parameterized constructor. So constructor 2 is parameterized constructor and constructor 1 is normal constructor. Okay. Constructor 2 here is parameterized constructor. Okay. I'll just write here something very, very important. Constructors with parameters are called parameterized constructors. Okay, so constructor with parameters are known as parameterized constructors. Okay, this is another very important point for us to know about. Okay, I think this is okay. Yeah, so constructors with parameters are known as parameterized constructor. अब क्या हो सकता है देखिए, ठीक है, ये 0 पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर है, नो पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर है, ये 2 पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर है, आपके पास में एक 1 पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर हो सकता है और मल्टीपल पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर हो सकते हैं. ठीक है,
Yes,
अभी क्या है, हाँ, नो पैरामीटर्स एंड 2 पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर आई हैव गिवन. अंडरस्टूड? तो
yes, ma'am.
basic things with the constructors are clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Quickly, just have a quick review.
Constructors are the special methods which are used to initialize the variables. A class have multiple constructors. This feature is known as constructor overloading. Some properties of constructors are that it does not return any value, not even void or null. The constructor is automatically invoked at the time of object creation. Number 3, it is used to initialize instance variables. Number 4, a constructor is declared public and the constructor must have the same name as of class.
Quickly
Syntax of constructor.
हाँ, एक सेकेंड, जस्ट क्विकली. रेक्टेंगल क्लास का नाम था तो मेरा कंस्ट्रक्टर का सेम नेम हो गया जैसा कि क्लास का नाम है. ठीक है, फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज दिस. सेकेंड पॉइंट इज व्हाट? इट इज यूज्ड टू इनिशियलाइज इंस्टेंस वेरिएबल. ये देखिए यहाँ पे इनिशियलाइजेशन हो रहा है इंस्टेंस वेरिएबल्स का. ठीक है, कंस्ट्रक्टर इज डिक्लेयर्ड पब्लिक. पॉइंट नंबर 4, तो ये देखिए कंस्ट्रक्टर इज डिक्लेयर्ड पब्लिक हियर. ठीक है ना?
Yes,
does not return any value, not even void. तो हम पब्लिक और रेक्टेंगल के बीच में यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं लिख रहे हैं, void भी नहीं लिख रहे हैं, int भी नहीं लिख रहे हैं, nothing is written, जो यूजुअली हमको मेथड्स में लिखना होता है, but we don't write it in constructors. And fourth one is what? A constructor is automatically invoked at the time of object creation. This is here. This is in slide number 1 here. A constructor is automatically called when you create the object. So R1 is an object. When you create this object, that time the constructors are invoked. Okay, so this is about constructor. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is brief about class and constructor. ये तो brief है, इससे ज्यादा और भी आगे declarations हैं. Okay, ये जो यहाँ पे rectangle 1 है, rectangle 2, यहाँ पे जो constructor 1, constructor 2 है, so there are 2 constructors, so it is multi-constructor. ठीक है ना? There are 2 constructors, so multiple constructors are used. Okay,
yes ma'am.
ठीक है. अब now next is what? Methods. Okay, so here now we are going to learn about methods. Methods के बारे में ना short में cover करना बहुत मुश्किल है. Methods के लिए almost 5 classes लगती है normal course में. When we teach ना, then methods take around 5 classes. But let us see how briefly we can go about this. Okay, so now class, constructor and methods, and the third thing we are going to discuss right now is what?
Methods.
Okay, methods. Methods are what? According to you, what are methods?
I don't know, ma'am.
Methods or functions? What are these?
Functions.
These are the, you can say, a small program or a sub program, or a small part of a program or a sub program or a subroutine which is performed to which are designed, or they are designed to perform the desired task. Okay. Okay. So these are the
Yes.
subroutines, or you can call as subprogram, part of program, subprogram, something like that. You can call it as. Okay. Or you can even call it as module also. Methods, functions, modules, they are similar names. So these are the subroutines or the modules or the subprograms which are defined or designed to perform, which are defined to perform the desired task. Okay, which are used to perform the desired task. These are the subroutines or subprograms, or even they are also called as modules. What are they called as?
Modules.
They are also called as modules. Okay, is this okay for you to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
These are the subroutines or subprograms which are defined to perform the desired task. These are also known as modules. Okay. Now, why do we define them? आपको मान लीजिए कोई काम बार बार करना पड़ रहा है, रिपीटेडली करना पड़ रहा है, वही सेट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस को बार बार करना है, तो आप क्या करते हैं, उसको ना उसका एक मॉड्यूल बना लेते हैं, एक मेथड बना लेते हैं. ठीक है. What I mean to say here is, see, basically these functions are operating on the variables. ठीक है ना? So they are defined as a task or subtask, you can call it as. They are basically defined to perform some task. Okay. So now these methods or functions are basically, they are small codes. Okay. They are the small codes which are defined to do what you want it, or what you want as a desired task. अब आपको ये सब अजीब सा लग रहा होगा, what am I saying is, but the thing is, I'll just make you clear quickly with this. ठीक है ना? पर बहुत ये चीज बहुत ही मतलब बोलना चाहिए. Just wait a second. Here, see here in this slide number 1. Yeah, I have not written any functions here because you can have, see, area and perimeter. Okay, so calculate area, calculate perimeter. Okay, this could be two separate functions. Okay, are you getting me what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
I can define. See, I can have a number of functions in my class. So here I'm defining. Okay, so what I wanted to say here is, here I will not give you the syntax because syntax is having 5 parts. I will give you the syntax afterwards. First, I will give you the code. What I'll give you? I'll give you a code. So I'll say example of functions. First, I will give you example of functions because, it will be easy for you to correlate an example with the syntax rather than going syntax with syntax first and then the example. Okay, example of function I'm writing. See, I'm writing public static void main string args. Have you seen that we are writing method like this? Have you seen this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is known to you. And inside this, you can write a number of statements. You can write certain codes. Now, in this example, I have written what I have written. This is an example. Here, if I would have written the syntax first, it would have been very difficult for you to take it. Okay, so I have written the example first. See, there are 5 parts in the heading line. This is the there are 2 parts of functions. First is the header and second is the body. Okay. How many parts? 2 parts.
First, 2 parts,
Okay.
header and body.
Okay. So this is the header part. But before I see, I'll just make this as a small code. Now here, I'll just write this in a blue box here. Okay. Yeah. I'm writing this. This is the header. This blue part is known as the header part. What it is called as?
Header part.
Okay, this is my header. Okay, this is my header. And whatever you write in the form of this code block, आप ये जो भी bracket में लिखेंगे ना, I'll just take another color. I'll take it as a green color here. Whatever code you will write here, okay? Whatever code you will write here, that will be what? That will be the body of the function. Okay. So function has 2 main parts. One is the header. The other one is the body. Okay. Body means it contains what? Body contains code block. Okay. Body contains code block. It means what? Whatever statements, it can have hundreds of statements that you are writing, that is framing the body of the function. अब ये जो लिखा है ना, पब्लिक, स्टैटिक, वॉइड, मेन, स्ट्रिंग, ARGS, ये 5 चीजों को मैं ना अब यहाँ पे सिंटेक्स के फॉर्म में लिखूंगी. एक्चुअली सिंटेक्स के फॉर्म में लिखने में मुझे इस लग रहा था कि यू मे नॉट गेट इजीली, सो आई कुडंट राइट. ओके, नाउ हियर द सिंटेक्स. Now, what is there in the syntax? The syntax says that the part should have what? Public means access. Access specifier. This is the first part, public. Okay? ठीक है? Then you have modifier. This is the second part. Access specifier, I'll write like this so that, yeah, this is first part, modifier is the second part. Third part is returning value. Return value. Okay. Third part is return value. Can you say what is return value here in this? Can you say what is the returning value here? Return value.
Void.
Very good. Then you have function name. Okay. This is the fourth part. And the fifth part is, inside the bracket, you have parameters. Parameters, or you can call them as arguments. So here it goes. Then you have curly open here. Okay? Then you have here curly open. Method has a curly open. Then you can write a number of statements. Then you can close it. Okay? So here, then you can have a number of statements here. Okay, so here it goes. Now see, I'm just drawing. Okay, this is my first part. Okay. Then I have second part. Then I have second part. Then I have third part. Okay, this is my third part. Then I have third part. Then I have fourth part. This is my fourth part. I have drawn a rectangle here. My fourth part is this. And then I have the fifth part. How many parts are there in the function header?
5.
5 parts. Okay. There are 5 parts in the function header. The function header has 5 parts. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Function has how many parts?
2 parts.
Okay. They are the function and the body. Okay. Body is comprising of
5 parts.
body.
Oh, body contains code block.
So header, function header has 5 parts and function body contains set of statements to perform the desired task, okay, known as code block or block of code. You can call it as code block or block of code. Okay, तो ये आपके लिए सबसे important है कि आपके function header has 5 parts and function body contains set of statements. Okay, and these 5 parts are what? These 5 parts are access specifier. Access specifier is public here. Modifier is static here. Return value is void. Function name is main and parameter is string args. So this is 5 parts. Should I mention them separately or it is clear to you?
Ma'am, it's clear.
Okay, fine. So now I'm going to the next part. मेरे को ना बेटा ये slide पूरा खत्म करना होगा with an example. So I'm taking little extra time. Will it be okay for you?
Yes, ma'am. Till 9, it's okay.
हाँ, so before that I'll try to finish. ठीक है? तो अब हम लोग क्या सीखेंगे? Methods को थोड़ा सा डिटेल में सीखेंगे. ओके, मैं अपने वाले एग्जाम्पल में आपको मेथड डिफाइन करती हूँ और सेम एग्जाम्पल हम ना एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे अभी. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे अब हम लोग को मेथड्स का एग्जाम्पल. ओके, मेथड्स, एग्जाम्पल ऑफ मेथड्स, एग्जाम्पल ऑफ मेथड्स. मैंने ना एग्जाम्पल प्रीवियस स्लाइड में एग्जाम्पल इसलिए पहले ले लिया था. यहाँ पे देखिए, आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू हियर. आई हैव टेकन द एग्जाम्पल फर्स्ट एंड देन दिस सिंटेक्स बिकॉज यू नो एग्जाम्पल इज इजी फॉर यू टू गेट इट. पहले आपको ये चीज समझ में आएगी तब आप इजीली उसको कोरिलेट कर पाओगे इससे. दैट इज द रीजन. ओके, सो दैट इज द रीजन आई हैव टेकन द फंक्शन फर्स्ट एंड देन द सिंटेक्स. So now quickly let's go on for moving. I'm just moving on for what? I'm moving on for examples of my rectangle class. Okay, so here it is. How many functions I can define? I can define 2 functions. And what are those functions? Are public, static, main, not main, calculate, public, static, calculate. Okay, calculate what? Calculate area. This is one function. Inside this function I'll write area is equals to length multiplied by breadth. Okay, is this okay? ये फर्स्ट फंक्शन हो गया. सेकेंड फंक्शन हो गया पब्लिक, स्टैटिक. अब आप सोच रहे होगे कि मैंने void क्यों नहीं लिखा ना, वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी. ठीक है, पब्लिक, स्टैटिक, calculate perimeter. Inside this, what will we do? We will calculate what? What will we do?
Calculate perimeter means
is equals to 2 multiplied
2 into L plus B.
Length plus breadth. ओके, तो मैंने अभी क्या किया, 2 कैलकुलेशन वाले फंक्शंस बनाए. ठीक है ना. तो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे क्या समझाया था? I told you that a function are the part which are used to perform the desired task, or these are the modules. Okay, so if you see, first function is calculating the area, second function is calculating the perimeter, and third function. ठीक है, अब हमने कैलकुलेट तो कर दिया, लेकिन अब हमको क्या करना है, उसको शो करना है. ठीक है ना. सो पब्लिक,
Yes, ma'am.
पब्लिक I want to make a correction here. Okay, up the thing is, the correction is in place of static, I want to write void. Okay, so I'm just making the correction. Okay, in place of static I want to write static. हम नहीं लिखेंगे अभी, static और non static मैं आपको समझाऊंगी. Okay, here I'm just going for once again, here I want to make a correction. Okay, here is the correction. What will I write? Public
Void.
void. स्टैटिक एंड नॉन स्टैटिक मैं आपको समझा दूंगी, थोड़ा सा आप वेट करिएगा ना. ठीक है, अभी मैं लिखूंगी पब्लिक void. ठीक है, और पब्लिक void calculate area, and here I'll write public void calculate perimeter, and here I'll write public void show. ठीक है ना, ये मैंने तीसरा मेथड बनाया है, public void show. Yeah, this is one method, and this method is going to show what? System dot out dot print ln. Okay, I just take this code here because it would be a bigger code. Okay, print ln length is equals to plus length. Okay, then this way I'll write 5 sentences. I'm going to write 5 sentences. Okay, the next one is system dot out dot print ln. What will I write? Breadth. Basically these are showing the values, right? Understood, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Just wait, what has happened? Breadth, no? Yeah, breadth is equal to quotations plus breadth. Okay, this is one, and here I don't have to write this. Yeah, this is there. Okay, length is equals to plus length, breadth is equals to plus breadth. System dot out dot println what? Area, or I'll show the perimeter first. Perimeter is equals to plus perimeter, and system dot out dot print ln area is equals to plus area. Now this is my third function. Okay, this is my third function, function number 1, function number 2, function number 3, and the last one is what? Public static void main. Public static void main. Okay, so this is all you can write here inside this strings string args. Okay, and inside this, whatever you want to perform, you can write. Here it is. I'll write the full code. Rectangle r1 is equals to new rectangle, and here I'll write I'll give some initial values, 3 comma, or I can just write length is 5, breadth is 3. Okay, I have given one rectangle with 2 parameters. Rectangle R2 is equals to new rectangle. I hope you are understanding what this line stands for.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके और उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे, R1 के साथ में हम क्या करेंगे, तीनों फंक्शंस को कॉल करेंगे. कौन से तीनों फंक्शंस को? कैलकुलेट, अच्छा सी छोटा है ना, ओके, सो यू राइट सी, कैलकुलेट perimeter. You are calling this function, okay, then you say R2 dot calculate perimeter, okay, then you have R1 dot calculate, you can say now calculate area. Now for R2 you say
R2 dot calculate area.
Very good.
Bracket open close.
Yeah, and then R1 dot show. Show function is then dot show, and R2 dot show. I'll just have a quick line and after this I'll end up. ये सारा का सारा ना उस क्लास के अंदर जाएगा. किस क्लास के अंदर? ये जो है ना ये पूरा यहाँ जो मैं फंक्शंस 1 सेकेंड, ओके, या ये जितना भी लिखा हुआ है ना मैंने, ये चारों फंक्शंस जो लिखे हुए हैं ना ये और ये, ठीक है, ये कहाँ जाएंगे, कहाँ जाएंगे ये सारे? They will go to the example of class. Okay, here I have given you the example of class ना, यहाँ पे, यहाँ functions लिखा था ना, यहाँ पे लिखेंगे. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
और ये जो कंस्ट्रक्टर है ना, यहाँ पे मैंने 2 कंस्ट्रक्टर्स बनाए, मैंने एक ही बताया था, तो ये दोनों कंस्ट्रक्टर कहाँ जाएंगे? ये दोनों कंस्ट्रक्टर यहाँ पे आएंगे. यहाँ एक ही लिखा है, यहाँ पे एक कंस्ट्रक्टर, दूसरा कंस्ट्रक्टर भी आएगा. अंडरस्टूड? So you understood now that
yes, ma'am.
Class contains variables, constructors and methods. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
The basics of this is known to you now. Okay. We have just touched about the class, constructors, methods and object declaration. Now quickly you see here, when you are creating R1 and R2, these are the 2 objects that you have created. One with the parameterized constructor, second one with the no parameter constructor or 0 parameter constructor. Then you are calculating the perimeter, then you are calculating the area, and then you are showing the answers. Everything of these functions will go inside the class. So this is all about class, constructor and method. अभी आपको मुझे कुछ पूछना है तो आप quickly आप पूछेंगे. What all doubts you have in your mind, you can quickly ask, okay? Or you can sum up. Example को हम practice करेंगे. I'm just thinking कि how will I go, because now it is almost 49. Within 5-7 minutes I can show you the example. But would you like to go for a quick review? क्योंकि review बहुत important है. Okay, so quickly you have a review now. Yes. This is already done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then coming on to the second one.
Ma'am, this is also done.
Okay, this is also done. Then we'll go for the functions. Quick review on functions.
Yes, ma'am. The methods or functions, these are the subroutines or subprograms or small part of the programs which are defined to to perform the desired task. They are also called as modules. Examples of function: public static void main, in the bracket string args. This is the head part of the function, and then comes the body part which contains block code. Function header has 5 parts, which is the access specifier, modifier, return value, function name, and in the bracket parameters.
Okay, so quickly 5 parts are 1, okay, this is part number 2, this is part number 3, then this is part number 4, and this is part number 5. Okay, so this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
these are the parts of the part number 5. These are 5 parts of the constructor of the functions. Yes, coming next.
Then we have the examples of methods.
Of rectangle class, ये जो मैंने example of methods of rectangle class, ठीक है ना?
Yes, ma'am. Of rectangle class which has public void. मैम यहाँ static हटा के void लिखा था, उसका reason?
हाँ, मैं बता रही हूँ एक्चुअली क्या हुआ। जैसे देखो पब्लिक स्टैटिक वॉइड में ना ये क्लास मेथड है। मेरे को ना यहाँ पे अभी मेरे को मेथड्स के 2 टाइप्स हैं। वन इज इंस्टेंस मेथड एंड द अदर वन इज क्लास मेथड। तो जो क्लास के मेथड्स होते हैं वो स्टैटिक होते हैं और जो ऑब्जेक्ट के मेथड्स होते हैं ना वो नॉन स्टैटिक होते हैं। नॉन स्टैटिक मतलब जो हम यहाँ पे स्टैटिक नहीं लिखेंगे। गॉट माय पॉइंट? देखो R1 और R2
Yes,
ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं, है ना? तो जो
yes,
ऑब्जेक्ट्स
ma'am.
होते हैं ना उनके जो मेथड्स होते हैं यहाँ पे स्टैटिक नहीं होता है। इसको मैं सिंपल एग्जांपल से आपको बताती हूँ। जैसे देखिए स्टैटिक का मतलब होता है जो उस क्लास के अंदर उस क्लास के वेरिएबल्स हैं, ठीक है ना? इफ यू आर यूजिंग स्टैटिक मतलब वो क्लास के वेरिएबल्स और मेथड्स हो गए। और यदि नॉन स्टैटिक है मतलब यदि स्टैटिक नहीं लिखा है देन दीज आर इंस्टेंस वेरिएबल्स एंड मेथड्स।
Instance variables. Yes, ma'am.
मेथड्स। तो ये जो है ना यहाँ स्टैटिक नहीं लिखा मतलब इंस्टेंस मेथड है। ये इंस्टेंस मेथड है, ये इंस्टेंस मेथड है और ये वाला मेथड किसका है? क्लास का मेथड है।
Yes, ma'am.
इसको एग्जाम्पल छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल बताती हूँ। जैसे आपकी क्लास है, आप कोई क्लास में हो, ठीक है ना? तो उस क्लास में क्या क्या होंगे? ब्लैक बोर्ड होगा, फैंस होंगे,
Yes, ma'am.
लाइट्स होंगे, है ना? तो ये जो है ना ये स्टैटिक है, ठीक है? लेकिन जो फर्नीचर है ना जैसे टेबल एंड डेस्क, डेस्क एंड चेयर जो है ना वो नॉन स्टैटिक होगा, ठीक है? क्योंकि जितने ऑब्जेक्ट्स होंगे, मान लीजिए आपकी क्लास में 40 स्टूडेंट्स हैं तो 40 डेस्क एंड चेयर होंगे। गॉट इट?
Yes, ma'am.
लेकिन जो स्टैटिक है वो क्या होगा? जैसे सिंगल ब्लैक बोर्ड, ठीक है ना? सिंगल मतलब 2 और 3 फैंस एंड देन फ्यू ट्यूबलाइट्स एक्सेट्रा। तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? जो स्टैटिक होता है ना वो क्लास के लिए होता है एंड जो नॉन स्टैटिक होता है ना वो ऑब्जेक्ट्स के लिए होता है। अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
और दूसरा एग्जाम्पल दे रही हूँ। जैसे देखिए आपके पास भी कार है और मान लीजिए एक जैसे 2 लोग हैं, है ना? एक के ए और बी, ए के पास भी कार है, बी के पास भी कार है। मान लो ए ने उसमें एक्स्ट्रा एक्सेसरीज लगाई हुई है, ठीक है ना? और बी ने उसमें वो एक्सेसरीज यूज नहीं की है, तो वो दोनों ऑब्जेक्ट हो गए, ए और बी ऑब्जेक्ट हो गए, है ना? और कुछ लोगों ने एक्सेसरीज लगाई है, कुछ लोगों ने एक्सेसरीज नहीं लगाई है, ठीक है? अब लेकिन जो बेसिक बिल्ट ऑफ द कार है वो तो स्टैटिक है, यानी हर कार के
Yes,
अंदर
ma'am.
इंजन होगा, ब्रेक होगा,
Yes, ma'am.
गियर चेंज करने के लिए गियर्स होंगे, ठीक है ना? और ये सब कार का बेसिक जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो स्टैटिक है। लेकिन जो एसी है या गैस सिलेंडर है कि पेट्रोल है कि डीजल वाला है, तो वो जो है वो सब क्या है? वो आपकी
Void.
हाँ वो स्टैटिक है बेटा, स्टैटिक। वॉइड नहीं।
Yes,
void
ma'am.
तो यहाँ पे सब जगह वॉइड है। वॉइड ये भी है, वॉइड ये भी है, वॉइड ये भी है, ये भी वॉइड है। वॉइड मतलब फंक्शन कुछ रिटर्न नहीं कर रहा है। अभी ना
Yes,
एक्चुअली
ma'am.
क्या है, ये फंक्शंस में ना कम से कम 3-4 क्लासेस आर रिक्वायर्ड, सो वी कांट फिनिश इट अप इन वन क्लास and that too only in a part of the class. Okay, so static means class.
Static means that the
That is a
the
class method.
class is,
Class method.
yes, ma'am, the class method and the
Non-static. Non-static means
non-static means the object methods.
वेरी गुड, ठीक है ना? दिस इज इट फॉर टुडे। अब ना मैं एग्जाम्पल आपको, आई जस्ट वेट ना, आई शो यू द एग्जाम्पल विद द जस्ट वेट। ओके, just wait na, somewhere it is hanged up. Okay, so here it goes. अभी क्या कर रही थी मैं? हाँ, I was to tell you that the practical I will be showing you in the next class. Okay, And in the meantime, you can just go through the website which I have referred to you, okay, for understanding class, constructors, and methods. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can quickly ask, then we'll wind up the session.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that is it for today. Now you are having what? That is it for today, Hannah?
Yes, ma'am.
Till then, okay, take care. May God bless you. Bye, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bye.